Lying in my bed, I hear the clock ticking. I think of you, God. The fusion is nothing new. Flashback, moon nights, almost left behind. Suitcase of memories. Time after sometime, you picture me. I'm walking too far ahead. You're calling to me. I can't hear what you said. Then you say, go slow. I fall behind. The second hand unwind. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. After my picture fades and darkness has turned to gray, watching through windows, you're wondering if I'm okay. Secrets stolen from deep inside. The drumming's out of time. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. You said go slow. I'll fall behind. The second hand unwinds. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I will be waiting. Time after time. Time after time. Time after time. Time after time. Go. Get my Bible. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Go. Welcome to the Original General G and the Wu-Hanus show, everybody.
Howdy friggin' ho. How we been?
Oh, that's not going to be loud now because I turned that down. But
That's annoying.
man, well,
Oof.
oh wow, those sound effects are. We'll just get rid of them. Alright.
Smoke this.
Yeah,
fool.
did you like that? Did you? My little Joker costume for Halloween. I thought that was great. That was. Thank you, kids. I did some detail on that, baby. I won. Scariest, so don't forget it. Man, I'm scary. Watch out for me. That's I'm the OGGG. Double G. Triple G. By golly. But it was a fun time. I went for Halloween to the Waveland Pub as Joker Gene. Had my little costume on. See, you know what? I'm gonna have to freaking just put this damn thing over here.
Damn
This
thing.
mouse. Had a little Halloween party at Waveland Pub. There's my trophy again. It's
One hell of a trophy.
yeah.
Did they buy that or did they make it?
Holding a jack-o'-lantern, a skeleton, and holding a jack-o'-lantern. His head leans a little bit. It's the spring on his head.
Did they
He got
buy it that
whiplash,
way
I
or
don't-
did they have somebody make it?
Oh, I think those are bought. Those, yeah. They
Son
set
of
it up really
bitches.
good. I got some pictures of it here. Had a Beetlejuice theme to it. And well, there's my picture, and of course Zoe had to get in on the action. You know, I had my purple jacket on. I love my new purple jacket and the makeup and the old wife beater.
Oh, sexist one, sir.
Uh-oh. Bitch, where's my dinner?
But and see my big flower. I didn't ever spray anybody because I didn't fill it up. I lost my little bulb there for a little bit. Luckily, it
So
fell
did that
off
actually
the
shoot
car.
anything out of the flower?
Huh?
Did that shoot anything out of the flower?
It
Little
can shoot
squeezer?
water. It can shoot water. Yeah, if I filled that little squirt ball part up, it'd squirt water. Yeah.
You should put Louisiana
That was
hot sauce in there.
I was thinking I was trying powder actually or something, you know, so it, you know, just be a mist powder and not not water and get somebody else's makeup all wet and crap and all. But anyways, yeah, there's my scar. I got the liquid latex out. I had to touch up, of course, but I thought I'd take pictures wow, that's turning out all right. So, and there's my wife Minion. She ended up my minion fixed her up with this and that. Not quite Harlequin, but you know. Remember one of the football players in Beetlejuice? That's the owner of the pub. He he went as one of the dead football players. Oh, and there's his girlfriend Piper. She runs mostly. She was the oh, the guys, the two that died.
The attorney or whatever
died,
she was. The attorney or spirit guide or whatever she was.
Oh, what?
I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Anyway, the one that tells them that they're dead and you know that they need to read the guide and blah blah blah. That I can't think of the name. What she is, them coming in. That was the DJ. He was all right. He's a little obnoxious as Beetlejuice, but I guess Beetlejuice is obnoxious.
Hell yeah, he is.
But he played the part too. There's the receptionist for the other lady, and then Lydia in her red wedding dress. They had it really decked out, and the place was packed. There's some kind of witch doctor type deal. He had a pretty cool cane deal. He left early though.
Y'all were too rowdy for him.
This guy, man, he had it down pat. It was between me, him, and the gal for People's Choice and all. And I was like, man, dude, because he didn't win any of the other ones, you know, the cutest and whatever else, the things that they had, funniest.
Did he go around saying
But they gathered all this up, you know, up front and voted, you know, for People's Choice. And he got the most applause and all that. I ask you, is that not a perfect cheat?
Was his name Ralph?
No. Yeah, that's good. I almost didn't get it. But that's some of the pictures I took. But he didn't just do the costume. He had more.
Decked out.
He had the love machine.
I'm just a love machine.
And he fixed it up, I'll tell you, but
Yeah, I got the red hangy balls there and shit.
and he had the fur on the dash.
Yeah, dude.
Unfortunately, we was getting some rain. That's because we needed it, but and that's another reason why I went there instead of somewhere else.
The sex machine don't mind getting wet.
My electric machines mind getting wet though. My speakers don't want to get wet.
Yeah, those don't want to get wet.
Oh man, yeah. Oh, you had a little party too.
Yeah, we had a little shindig.
Yeah.
Started to rain on us a little bit, but I still managed to set stuff on fire. So
Yeah, still was there. Well, it was
Oh,
dry
no, it
enough
was a
to
good
start the
time.
fire. It was so dry enough when you started the fire. You was able to start the fire, and it was getting close to time. And I
well,
was like,
Jace almost set
man,
himself
I
on
kept
fire.
looking at the radar because I was like, well, I could pack up a little bit of shit and go over there and all. It's like, oh man, it's coming.
It's that time
Yeah, I
of
was going to DJ his party.
I'm still setting fires, though.
Hey man,
I just had a fire yesterday. You're gonna have one tomorrow, too.
I lost one of my cards into the stuff we was going to
Actually,
talk
I had
about.
3 of them. You lost those for reals? Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh.
They're not there under the keyboard?
Huh? I got just that.
What about there?
And
Under the pins.
those are not it, though.
Damn, G.
Indeed.
What'd you do, dude?
This is how bad I am, man. I could, and it's probably right around this spot somewhere.
You sure you didn't hide them under the things?
Yeah, I have it when I was looking.
Easy.
What on?
Mommy! Yep.
Yep.
My man.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, I see it sitting in there.
Dun, dun, dun.
Wah, wah, wah.
That's no good.
Well, shit, did I put it in the
What did you
pocket?
do? You set them on the floor under it?
I got one of my 3-5 cards missing. Which one is it? Is it?
I didn't steal
Oh, it's the one that has. Oh, my shit about. Been under there. Things do fall into the chair.
it. Oh, so, I bet I've
Your party.
tried talking Nicole into, getting, matching jetpacks.
Jetpacks.
Jetpacks. Have you seen the videos of these jetpacks? They're pretty outstanding, man. And just,
No, 'cause I'm still looking.
you're up and at it. Gandhi. Like if I need to go get cigarettes or something instead of jumping in the car, jetpack. Hey babe, I'll be back. I'm jetpacking to the gas station. Know what I mean?
Yeah. Found it! Found it. Yeah, shit.
His and hers jetpack.
That would be fun, though. For real ones you're talking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought you was going at now.
Since she won't let me have a flamethrower.
Since no flamethrower.
Hey, so winter, I think a flamethrower come in really handy. Instead of out there shoveling, I got my flamethrower.
Oh, man.
Makes sense.
I gotta put my glasses on because I'm not gonna be able to read any of this. Oh man, let's go on to some breaking news before we get on to the funner stuff. Oh man, we still got the wars going on. They're both wars going on. We're not going to dive in depth because they're all over the news. It's still a sad thing, folks. They're talking about a little bit of pause or something. Yeah, Israel's going to give in a little bit because they're saying they're going to give up some more hostages. And we got a congresswoman on the far left of the, what is it, the what pack or those weirdos with AOC leading them.
Oh, jeez. The Marxist bunch?
Yeah. Well, that Talib lady, the Palestinian gal.
Talib?
Yeah, they're working on censoring her, because she's going out with these moms that are, being, what was the word they used about January 6th? It started with an R.
Resurrectionists?
No, not resurrectionists. That's not the right word. It's kind of close, though. Insurrection. Yeah, that's I. I gave the wrong. I said R, didn't I?
Yeah, that's why I said that, man.
Resurrectionists.
I thought you were trying to avoid the word.
Okay. Well, insurrection.
Don't ping me.
It's sad people, man. They're out there rooting for the killers, man. rooting for the people that slaughtered babies and all. Israel goes, you know, they have to be the most polite freaking country there is. They sending out all them texts and going through, hey, we're going to be bombing. You want to get out of the way.
Send a mass text to everybody.
Who does that? Who does that? What country freaking does that? No, America don't even do that.
I don't know. I would love to be warned if I was going to get bombed.
Oh, man. America don't even do that.
Be expecting to get your shit blowed up. Oh, okay, I guess I got to go.
But, folks, it's end times, guys. You know, the Bible tells us so. There's a song goes something like that. But,
Wicked men love war.
you need to read some
Wicked men
Revelations if
love
you
war.
don't know the story. The prophecy. Because this, man, that's a holy war, because they've been fighting this fight since forever, you know, because it's like, Jehovah's the best, no Muhammad, no Jehovah, no Muhammad. So, that's basic. Folks,
Let's argue
that's
over
basically
religion,
what
everybody.
it's been, you know. The Philistines. Philistines. More local, though. California taxpayers are getting the shaft, man.
What happened this time? I haven't
They
been paying
are
attention.
bankrolling gender surgeries for prisoners.
What?
$4 million is what they for life-altering procedures that they've done.
They've done it since 2017?
Yeah, since 2017. $4 million. And get this, for the prisoners are on death row.
That's such. Oh my god. Give me that money. If you're just gonna burn that money, give it to me.
Get this, 2.5 million of it on vaginoplasty.
I think I want a fake vagina, but I'm not sure. Can I have the money instead? Please? I'll take the money.
Old Gavin, you know. Now, the reason, that's another example of a Democrat running things. I'm telling you, folks, it's the life of being a Democrat lately. You need to rethink. I never was such a hard-ass any party, you know. Never was.
I used to be a Democrat.
Oh,
I was a registered Democrat.
my mom and dad
I'm registered
voted-
independent now.
voted for, I think Carter, What a loser. Turned out.
Yeah, I voted for
I mean, he
Bush
was
the
good
first
in some
time.
things, but
Voted
you
for
know,
Obama
he-
the first time.
he was wrecking the economy himself, you know. Just like old Biden there.
Oh, jeez.
But-
Did you see Ramaswamy call him out last night?
Oh, yeah.
Man, that was awesome. That was tits.
Hey, he deserves it. There's been more and more calling his butt out, you know?
They need to.
Because
This is silly. We all know he's not running anything, dude. Nada. That dude can barely get out of bed. I'm sure of it.
it makes you feel like...
Get him on a stage, you don't know where to go.
Get it out.
Oh,
It's over now. Now you got to stop.
Woo.
But shoot, man. just like well, when I heard that on Gutfield about the California and all, I didn't really know it was California. Didn't hear that part first, and I was
shouldn't
like,
surprise you.
I was. Had to pull that. I ain't pulled that one out for a while.
It had been a minute.
But my goodness, people.
Hey man, I could use that money. Just
That-
give it to me.
Good news in the news.
Good news?
They're starting to subpoena the Biden family.
Uh-oh. Now, is anything actually
Well,
got to be
you
done?
know, they
Is
found that
anybody got
check
to
for
be
the
held
10%, you know, which they say, that's a loan. Well, they're trying to get them to prove, well, what loan was it, you know? You saying it's a loan, well, then show us what the loan was. You know,
I want to
ain't
see
got
accountability,
nothing,
man. I want to see the hammer come down.
I'll tell you what,
This is stupid. We all see
They
it. We
didn't-
all know. We're not dumb.
all these little bits and pieces aren't really, maybe most of them aren't really hard evidence, but there's circumstantial that fit together, which they didn't even have that with Trump when they impeached him, because that shit was false as hell.
Clinton propagandas. Yeah.
I'm just telling the truth. This is facts here, you know, people. I ain't saying nothing that ain't factual. No, I haven't done that yet.
That's what happens when you elect people to lie to you, man.
Well, it's been one lie after another, and people are
Constant.
catching on. They are.
Luckily, now we're in the age of information with the internet and everything, but you have to look out because the algorithm's working against you, too.
There's been a lot of people in these protests, you know, and shoot, they're cussing Biden on. I don't know who they're going to vote for, you know. Shoot, they just not going to vote, or because I don't know anybody running for president that's not pulling for Israel. You know, who they going to vote for? All these people. It's a mess. It's so messy. Border.
Definitely that.
They're scared because we might get hit because Joe Biden's border policy. It's starting to become a bigger realization to this home security, you know, homeland.
Not like what Vivek
getting
said
more
about
apparent.
that.
He can't say there isn't more, you know.
Vivek's talking about putting soldiers at the southern border, which is a damn good idea.
Yeah, a better
Damn
idea.
good.
Finish the wall. Ball next
Finish
to
the wall
them.
and have
Ball
the soldiers
next to
there.
them openings and
As well as the
go
border
through a
patrol.
little bit of it in there, you know. Just, hey, what is your name? Show me some ID.
Halt! Who goes there? Present yourself.
Here's your tag. No, I'm just kidding about that. It's a good idea. No.
Have a buffer zone, man. You can get on this side of the fence, but we're gonna shoot at you. You make it to the safe zone, you're good.
Tell you what, I'll go turn my fryers back on and throw some lights.
Hey, thanks, Helen. Tell me, likey. Tell me what, Wingy. Did that board of the head knock something loose?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Chicken wings.
Anyways, I'm checking. I'm getting these notifications.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm not going to hit that button. My daughter just asked me, what do I want for Christmas? And one of the things, you know how it gives you the auto replies and all?
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. No, I ain't hitting that button. Absolutely. That's a heck of an auto reply.
Why do you hate me? Throw the phone.
Yeah, it's like, crap, man. All I want for Christmas is my teeth back. Let me see here. Let's go over here and see what people are saying. We got some thumbs up on Facebook, I guess is what it is. You know, I haven't shared it yet. Have you shared now in public?
I haven't shared it.
Share. Oh, and you know
I
what?
haven't been on Facebook.
I'm not recording yet.
We're not recording? What?
Test, test, test. All right, welcome to the original GeneralG.
Ouch. Oh.
Welcome to the original GeneralG show.
Damn.
Oh, it's not gonna play? Come on. Here we go. All right, I had to get that part on the recording anyways.
So that was all for nothing? Good stuff?
Well, we talked about our past and talked about the worldview crap for nothing, man. I mean, we don't have a recording. People that watched it live and watch, it's going to still be on
live.
Yeah, we're live.
Recording.
I wasn't recording.
Okay.
So, yeah, heck yeah, we're live. I mean, shoot.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's nice to have some files to where we can go back and when we can do our end of the year show. Or end of season.
Larry Bird played baseball?
Huh?
I didn't know he played baseball too.
Yeah, he played that, and baseball and football. I think he did play a little. I don't know. When he was a kid, I think he played football in school. Yeah, he pretty much played all kinds of different sports, I think. Track. No, I think he did. I think he did some track too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he may have done a little bit.
Field track.
But anyways, I think that's all I want to talk about the world. Speaking of worlds, though, we got a pretty good subject for you, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. It's not bad. It's
20 bucks.
and don't forget, you can send it to that Cash App right there.
Yep. Want to see me naked? $20.
No.
Want to see my butthole? Cost you $20.
Hey, tonight's Danny's choice, actually.
Yeah, I chose this subject because it's something that I've been checking out lately.
Yeah.
What the hell, dudes?
We're talking tonight. What are we talking, Danny?
We are talking about the World's Fairs.
Fairs.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a little bit on.
There's a lot of them, so.
One.
But I just really wanted to touch on a few of them that we had here in the U.S. because I was just watching YouTube videos and came across them, and I was like, holy crap, that is amazing. Just to think that they did that back then for
Centuries.
Really? Like, look what we're doing, guys. Look what we did and look what's inside.
Well, heck, we'd gotten a lot from the World's Fairs. Actually, they gave us many new contraptions through the years. They gave us contraptions that we're now utilizing, but didn't really utilize when we was growing up.
The start of baby incubators.
And I'm sure most of you don't really realize some of this stuff came out in earlier years. But well, back in 1893,
1893 Chicago.
well, kind of back it up a little bit. Before that, they had the World's Fair in Paris, and which
That's
brought us
1889.
The Eiffel Tower, folks.
Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, they didn't build that to last.
No.
They were going to tear it down with
Yeah.
everything else, but they're like, nah, we'll keep it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's still there today.
So America, later on, they wanted to do it up big, and a fellow named George Washington Gale Ferris Jr. made our first Ferris wheel, boys and girls.
The largest ever.
Matter of fact, I got some figures on that. 264 foot tall. That's
up there, dude.
pretty high, folks. And it weighed over 89,000 pounds. Tons and tons. And it also had beside it two 16-foot cast iron spiders.
Spiders.
Yeah, so I don't know. I put that to the side because I was going to look that part up.
Or spires?
I don't know if they've meant the wheels or something, or because it also talked about how big the shaft was.
Oh,
that
yeah,
held it.
that cranked it, made it move?
Yeah, had 36 cars with 40 revolving chairs, but it held 60 people.
Could hold 60.
20 extra people that didn't get to sit down.
They had to stand.
And what else did they have on?
Oh, and they had somebody from the fair that worked there, and each cab, in case somebody were to freak out, they'd be there to calm them down.
We're going to get you through this. Come on,
Because
hold it. We're going to get you off. Come on, kids. Just calm down.
imagine this is the first time you've ever seen anything like this.
Going
And
high
then
up there
you
against
go
the
in
green.
there, and then it takes, what I think it said, 45 minutes to load.
Yeah.
And then you got your little ride or whatever.
They were the
So it took
cars. The
forever.
cars were like the big sky
They're kind of like
things that they take you from mountain to mountain,
yeah.
and they were like big compartments.
Like
They're
the
not
little
little. They
trolleys
weren't
or
little
something
seats
like
you
that.
swung out, in the free. But they did swing. They was free, and people moved around. And they swung a little bit, and it kind of freaked some people out. It's fine. You
Somebody's
gotta be
paid.
in there and say it's fine. We tightened all the bolts.
But at the St. Louis Fair, people were renting out the cars to get married and stuff. So
Well, they dismantled this and put it in
I think they
Lincoln
took
Park, was it?
I think they took it to Buffalo, and then after Buffalo, they took it to St. Louis.
Okay.
Because the funny thing about Ferris is that Ferris, well, during the fair, he made a lot of money from the wheel.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he was married at the time.
Yeah.
But Ferris died broke and alone 3 years after the fair.
Dang, Miller.
Yeah, man.
Hey, the World's Fairs also give us color TV, touch screens, believe it or not. Back in, I think 1970 is when it was, the touch screens were, it was. What else I got here? The telephone, of course. Edison revealed the telephone. They also gave us the landmarks like even the Space Needle. And we talked about the Eiffel
1962.
Tower, the Space Needle, the famous little idea for UFO on top of a tower in Men in Black. You remember that? That's where they got that idea from the Space Needle. But it kind of looks like that if you don't know what we're talking about. It's pretty neat if you look it up if you don't know the country's history of monuments.
Seattle's
Because
world,
it is one of the American wonders.
Seattle's World's Fair was supposed to be about the world of the future.
When's that coming?
What?
Seattle.
That was back in '62, man.
That's 62.
You remember that thing I sent you about Elvis?
Oh,
movie?
yeah, you did. Yeah.
That was at the World's
62,
Fair, man.
Elvis.
Seattle World's Fair. It happened
He had a
at the
whole
World's Fair,
movie.
starring Elvis. It's a real movie.
They brought us flavors like cherry Coke,
Mm.
juicy fruit.
Mm.
You got ice cream cones. You know, they just ate it in bowls.
Which
pretty
kind?
much.
The sugar?
You know, I didn't look that up.
Man.
I didn't look because then we got waffle and sugar, don't we?
Yeah, man.
I think that was the sugar because wasn't the waffle already a thing? Or?
I don't even know. I love
think they
I love
baked it-
ice
they
cream
baked it
cones, but not
like,
looked into the history of it. I just
anyways.
take advantage of it.
They
Love
came
waffle.
up with this, made it easier to eat our ice cream. They had something to eat after it. We can't put ice cream in our hands, sir. You know,
Yeah.
with
Oh,
the
no,
little ice
it'd be
cream tray.
sticky.
We ran out of bowls. Well,
Be a mess.
can't have no more ice cream. Cracker Jacks.
Cracker Jacks.
World's Fair gives Cracker Jacks. Brownies.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Special kind?
I didn't know. I didn't know. I
These
didn't look up
brownies
when
will
it was
knock
the
your
brown because
socks
I got
off.
this list. When you know, it's just a big list of stuff and did you know stuff more or less. The big beef sausages, which end up turning into hot dogs later.
Hot dogs. All beef hot dogs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Those are the best.
Dishwashers
Yeah.
were the idea of dishwashers was brought out. X-rays.
X-rays.
X-rays were broadcast TV, shooting the signal. You know, we had Thomas Edison putting our voices through lines, and then movies and stuff. That was another thing. Movies, you know, the talking movies came out before. They didn't really debut there, but they had, you know, a bunch of stuff about it, I guess, and all.
Well, Disney was in on the New York's World's Fair in '64.
Video call. Video call came in the 70s.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Little screen. And a little black and white.
Like the old school spy movies and stuff. They had the little
Yep.
screen.
Yep, it actually worked.
See, the government always has good toys.
Had many cars. Go through new ideas for cars. And one of my favorites, the Mustang. It
Yeah.
debuted just about every one. I think they debuted something. You know, Ford debuted something, I think, during most of the World's Fairs when he was going, after he started going. If I'm not mistaken, he had something come out in the early years. In the early years of when he first started going. The hydrogen car. The first hydrogen run.
Oh, yeah.
automobile.
Ooh.
IMAX in the 70s in Japan. They actually made an IMAX. Did that. Some interesting things came from it. They had we had World's Fairs in America.
We were supposed to have one in Minneapolis, but they got outbid.
But I mean, down through you know the places they've had it in Buffalo, New York City.
Well, New York's had a few. Chicago's had a couple. Seattle, San Francisco. Did I say Buffalo?
No.
Well, I said
No,
New
I
York,
said Buffalo. Yeah, I did.
but Buffalo.
Oh, yeah. Well,
And the last one that the U.S. had was in 1982 in New Orleans.
yeah, that's another thing. Brought a lot of mysterious stuff and dark stuff came along with them too. Georgia had World's Fair, right? That was one of our
Georgia?
last. That was our last one.
Louisville had one too.
But Georgia was our last one, right? Was that?
No,
What
the
was
last one was New Orleans.
that? No, New Orleans. That's
In
what I meant.
82.
Not New Orleans, Georgia. Oh, it's New Orleans, not Georgia.
Yeah.
New Orleans. New
Orleans.
Orleans. That's in a different
New
place. But
But yeah,
anyways, Buffalo though, that we had a president that's not talked about assassinated during that one.
that we did.
Yes, we
William
did.
McKinley.
That's not on that one. That's on part of this card, I think. Yeah, we had the assassination of McKinley
He was shot September
in
6th.
1901 during Buffalo.
Shot September
they-
6th.
They actually called it
He died the
Pan
14th.
American Expo.
Yeah.
Is what they called it. May 1st to November the 2nd. And he was killed September the 6th, 1901. And
No, he was shot the 6th. He started to make
Oh.
a comeback. He started to make a comeback, and they thought he was going to be okay, and then he
yeah,
downturned and died
he
on
was
the
shot in the
14th.
gut. And back then, intestinal infection, when the intestines got ripped open, that was one of the worst infections to get over. Back then, that's hard to fight that
Yeah.
infection. You had to get in there and actually scrub inside when that happens. They've learned that now these days. They actually, you pretty much have to go inside and kind of really clean it good and all the wound.
Yeah. So that's how
But
Roosevelt became
and it's
president.
because he didn't care for security too much back then. That's back in 1901, and he wasn't interested in any security, and he had almost absolutely no security in theater music, as where it was shot, or temple music.
I think he had security.
They said he pretty much didn't.
They were
have
telling
any,
him, well, he didn't have much, but I think
I mean,
he had one or
no,
two
he had
guys.
security, but when he went in there,
Yeah.
and that he pretty much had
But,
them, well, they were out in the distance, and everything. They weren't right by him
Yeah.
and stuff.
Well,
They
it
were-
was a hot day, so the assassin had the pistol in his hand. And he had the handkerchief over it.
hanky.
So when he walked up to him, nobody thought anything about it because it was hot out, and he shot him.
Yep,
History, neat dude.
that's some pretty neat stuff. That's
At the World's Fair, all kinds of
well,
awesome, crazy
before
events.
our favorite, I guess it's your favorite too, is the Chicago World's Fair.
Oh man,
It
that
had
was-
some very interesting things happening in Chicago's World's Fair. But before that,
the White City.
they had
Beautiful.
they had a fire back in 1871,
70s.
and I guess a barn, a freaking barn ended up catching on fire on them. I didn't mean to hit that one, but
I looked into that.
I love that part. I had to cut it. I was trying to keep it to where I could get away with showing it. That's an actual cartoon of Mrs. O'Leary's cow. That's who got blamed for that fire.
Yeah.
They ended up, saying it was false and it wasn't true.
Yeah.
But they, the Girl Scouts made a song and everything about it.
But it was like behind her house.
But
it
was in a barn. It started in a barn, and it happened it was on the southwest side, I guess. It was a barn on the southwest side of Chicago, and it was like 4 miles long and 1 mile wide. They say it took out 300 people, but they only found 120 bodies. And it displaced a third of Chicago. 1 out of every 3 person went homeless after that. So it took out, miles and miles of streets and buildings. It's all you got to figure that square footage out of 4 miles long and one. That's some square footage there, folks. I mean, that's a little city,
Yeah.
Around here. That could be a little city around here, man. Which was pretty bad. And so they went to the one thing, it's going to be a hot one tonight, that saying.
Yeah.
That's where that came from.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember Joker saying that it's going to be a hot one in the city tonight.
Burn the place down.
Yeah, that's where they say that saying came from, but they started to rebuild, and when they was getting the rebuilding done, they realized they was going to be hosting the Chicago Fair.
Well, they wanted to show that Chicago was a powerhouse still in
That
the
they're
country, and
making
they
a
were up and
comeback.
coming.
They're
We're not down. We're
well.
coming
Actually,
back.
when they was rebuilding, they thought rebuild big, and when the World's Fairs come through, of course they thought rebuild big. So
they did too.
They built a
They
city
did too.
called the White City. You want to tell folks a little bit? You read up.
It's supposed
on
to
the
be
White City.
the Columbian Exposition in honor of Columbus's 400-year anniversary of discovering America. But because of project delays, they had to push it back a year. See, now this is what upsets me about these stupid Tartarian kids, right? They don't acknowledge any kind of anything, and everything they hear, the Tartarians did it, man. Those buildings were there beforehand.
Now you got
we just took them over.
Everybody. It's a group of people.
Well, I'm not saying this
or
the
theories,
civilization didn't exist, because it is on maps and stuff, so I'm not going to say, well, they never were.
Well, in different country,
But,
in a different time, in a different country, in a different era,
To the extent that these people are saying these, they've done some achievements. They've done nothing but build massive, Greco-Roman? Is that what's called? Greco-Roman?
Yeah.
Buildings and all these structures like that and stuff. They're the only ones that are responsible for it, right? And they did it with technology that people have hidden from us, and there's no way we could do that kind of stuff today.
And they think some that people try to say a lot of that stuff was done by them in Chicago.
And they're saying that those buildings were actually concrete
old
and stone.
that was survived the fire. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, they weren't built of stone. Okay, the only building in Chicago that was meant to last was the Art Museum, and that was because of it was going to be the art exhibit you got all that expensive art in there.
Right.
That's an insurance issue.
Yeah.
This needs to be fireproof. So they're like, all right. So that was meant to be a permanent structure, or more permanent.
No, they ended up. You wrote down when we was looking at the architects of the
Burnham and Root.
Burnham and Root. And
Root wound up dying, and Root was actually the visionary of the two. So
they
people
had
were
to wait.
wondering if there's even going to be a thing or not. Like, uh-oh. But it went off.
They had most of the plans, you know. And they kind of took over Root's plans. I think when there a little bit of issue with who owned the plans actually to after he died with the family and stuff. Or
I haven't gotten into that aspect of it. I don't
I
know.
can't remember. But shoot, what was it?
I mean, Chicago had a few some tragedies.
200 buildings is what you got.
Yeah, they built
got
200 buildings in the span of 3 years.
And 60,000 exhibits like statues and stuff. They just went out with this white city, more or less like a bunch of little White Houses, buildings and Capitol buildings look like more or less here and there. They built, and then other people, of course, was getting in on it and building. Like I said, they're building up Chicago again, and they had the Broadways.
The Midway Plaisance.
The Midway Plaisance.
And the Midway Plaisance it was a 600-foot wide area that was a mile long, and this was the area where you could go and unwind, where they would sell beer and wine, and they'd have people from different countries and stuff, and they had dancers and
well,
things
it was also kind of like a midway fair, like what that's where we got Midway, from them places, the fair Midway, they had these main areas and they called them Midways, more or less. But this particular one had different areas that were a little bit more sketchy. Because it's Chicago, folks.
Man,
Chicago's always been that way. It's always been Chicago.
You can't trust them motherfuckers up there. Come on now.
But well, there was a famous hotel built there, and a fellow was trying to get in on the action by what they knew of his name then, of H.H. Holmes Hotel, which some stories have been wrote about. People said it was kind of an ugly looking hotel.
The devil in the white.
It was a mansion, more or less, and it took up a whole block. The bottom part, when he was designing it, he was designing the bottom part to be a store-like area, marketing and all, and have 200 apartments or 100 apartments. 100 apartments or places for people to live up above on the other stories. But there was a little bit more to it. He was had somewhat of a past, I guess, too. And he built this house, and when he built this house, he built it with a little bit extra. What was that movie with that one house that kept building rooms that was weird rooms and all? I can't remember the name of the movie,
Like
man.
Rose Red.
Was that it? Something like that.
It's similar too, but they're not still building onto it.
Alright, well,
It's already built.
oh man, you're gonna be in front of this, aren't you? Let me put this in front of the camera so. Alright, you see here, this is like an illustration of the house. And, see, I'm not going to be on the outside of it either, since how I put that picture there. But right there in the middle it shows like the basement area. See that? I can't do that with that. Anyways, down there at the bottom in the middle is like a basement area. And you can see these stairs that go up in the middle and all. And over the side there's like a little chute deal too. No. Well, he built this house and they said you could run into stairs that go to nowhere. Doors that open to brick walls.
Yeah.
And there was some rooms that you just couldn't get out of once you went in. And one of the rooms he had was built to push gas through.
Yeah,
They said this guy would take people, unsuspecting people, and do experiments and cut them up, and you know, and which we're going to get into a little bit more here on this. Let me get this back to, and I can get to reading my cards. And let me get my glasses on because I'm old and got decrepit eyes.
I see with my eyes.
So this had all one of them rooms. He married a lady who was a stenographer. Once he got there, and he was starting to build this place, and he had different construction people building these rooms.
He hired fire.
He gets one place built and get rid of fire. Some of them I heard had accidents.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. Work
And we'll
related,
get
of course.
to why that could be true here later. But his second wife, I'm getting a little ahead of myself on that even, but this guy he took as wife, he ended up putting her up in one of them rooms, letting her go into one of them rooms and locked her in. And this room didn't have any windows and didn't have any air, people.
Airtight.
And he actually kept going up there and trying to listen through the door to hear if she's making noises or screaming, whatever they said.
Save your air.
And so there was, you know, like he ended up being considered one of the America's first serial killers. You know, he ended up
Definitely one of the first very sinister.
the World's Fair, the
First
biggest
place.
spider trap is what it was. One big spider web.
He knew the fair was coming. He was in a hurry to get that
It
building
became
built.
known as Chicago's murder hotel, actually. And there was a book called Devil in the White City.
He would go to the fair while they were constructing every day.
Find people, yeah. It's that he might want to take it off. Well, he ended up, they never really knew the body count. But he ended up boasting about killing 27 people. Some said it was more close, low as 9, but some had said as high as 200. The But get this. And some even try to cast doubt that, you know, he even did anything. Because the dude, he was considered a really nice guy.
Yeah.
Everybody thought he was
He's a
sweetheart.
ladies' man.
He's kind of like me, he knew
Talk
the
to
lines.
ladies.
He knows the lines, the small talk, you know. Was a friendly dude. Not saying that I would ever do anything like that. But
What's up, ladies? Want to see
There he
my
is.
basement?
anyway, he was there was a lot of doubt. Now, actually, the dude had a past, like everybody else, and he was actually they called it H.H. Holmes because he was known at that time as Henry Howard Holmes. And some reason I heard there was a thing on the internet said they called him that because he stunk. I don't know. I didn't find out what that meant. Didn't really care. A lot of people stank back then because
Yeah,
they didn't
of course
have,
they
you
did.
know. But he was born Herman Webster Mudgett. Mudgett. That sounds like a stinking name to me. Mudgett. He was born May 16, 1861. So the dude was only about 30-some, almost 40 years old when he did this stuff. He was later ended up going by the Henry Howard Holmes. He was known to be involved in a lot of other previous mischiefs, though. In college, he worked in the anatomy lab and mutilated cadavers to defraud life insurance companies.
He almost got caught doing that.
And which actually turns out to be a weird thing about him, but more so than you think. In New York, he was the last one to see a little boy. And as a pharmacist in Philly, a customer's dying after taking his pills.
Cyanide. Oh.
Back then, pharmacists actually made, some pills and all. Put them in capsules and stuff. And and I think they
For
even
all
did
the
the baked
ingredients.
ones too in molds too. They poured the shit in the mold and baked it, make the pill for them and have them on hand. The pharmacists actually used to make. They were scientists. They used to make. But it seemed like every time something would happen, though, he'd skip town and disappear. And he finally wound up in the Windy City and landed at a drugstore. Landed a drugstore job on 63rd Street. Back in '87, he bought this big old lot just across the road.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which was after '70, after it burned, and everything. There was a lot of places still that needed to be built on and something done with. So he bought this, it was a whole block lot. And where he started to build his 100-room house and all. But there are some other interesting facts about this fellow. He was actually bullied. Would explain a lot of things, too. That messes with kids. Don't bully. It's not nice. Don't like bullies.
Kid might be a
Gotta love one another.
Maybe one of his victims.
But they found out about his fear of doctors. so they would force him to stand in front of a skeleton and all, and he was scared of it. But he said later it kind of cured him of being, afraid and of dead bodies and stuff. So, he went to school and he went into college and everything, and studied medical stuff and all. And which is where he got into working with cadavers. And he found a scam. And it was pretty easy back then to scam somebody's death and all. And which I got a story about him actually too. He was married to 3 women at the same time. He never was divorced from any 3 of them women except through death. Of course, by the second one. The first one, I can't remember the story. He just left her with a son, I think, of his, and went to Chicago. And, during the affair and all, of course, she, the second wife, after the place was built, that's when he put her in the room, and insurance fraud, more likely. He probably fixed up some way of claiming some insurance. I didn't go in deep. His first wife was Claire. That was back in 78, not 1878, that is. And then Marta, Belknap. Yeah, Belknap. Belknap, I think it is. Back in 87, which is when he started building. He started building on that back or getting the property and stuff and all, I guess. Or is that right? Man, I hope my stuff ain't contradicting each other.
You're messing it all up.
No, I gotta.
Dang.
I was wondering what year did they say he moved to?
Note-taking skills are whack.
It's on the inside of this. Okay, yeah, he moved to the Windy City and then bought that house in 87. Yeah, that's right. So, Murda was his second wife.
Well,
And then he married a Georgiana in 1894, which I guess the World's Fair was over, but they started realizing some people had come up missing, No. So he'd been a little bit sketchy, and was selling his victims' bodies, of course, and more or less, to colleges, cadavers, and just mutilating them so they couldn't tell who it was because they didn't have DNA back then. And some of them, he'd have people help him take off all the meat and sell the bones as skeletons to the colleges and the labs and all for study. And he actually had this friend that he was going to fake his own death, to get, because
insurance money.
And he probably was thinking, man, this house is going to catch up to me,
Death.
and I done married another woman.
I need my wife to think I'm dead.
Yeah, this guy was never. But this guy's name was Benjamin Pitzel. Pitzel. They all got these freaking names, man. I'll tell you. Anyways, but rather than find a look-alike body and all for him, he just killed his friend. And get this, he killed 3 out of 5 of his children too. This is how bad this guy ended up, people. Alright? But, you know what got him put in jail? What caught up to him? They had a warrant out for his arrest.
Horse thief.
He was a horse thief. He stole a horse. And I guess he got to talking to his, talking to one of his jailmates. Well, this is how they got him for. He ended up getting put in jail for something or other, and he was talking about to one of these jailmates. He ended up having him help him do a scam of a life insurance, and he promised him, you know, I think that back then it was like $1,000 or something. You know, that's a lot of money back then. And he promised the dude $500. Well, they never paid the dude, so payback's a bitch. He ended up going to the cops and telling them, you know, the scam and all. Well, they didn't really have the proof, but they had this warrant. Sounds familiar like some of these days, don't it? And a warrant that they didn't really want to screw around with, you know, one of them deals. Just horse thief, you know, shit. People are driving cars now. So, ended up finally getting him there, and while he was married to this other gal in '94, and the story didn't really stop there. He actually got $7,500 to give his story to a paper called the Hearst Newspapers. And it ended up that they couldn't really use most of the story. Because he told good stories. And most of them contradicted himself and then turned out to be lies, period. So, anyways.
Don't tell tales.
But they was able to use something that he ended up a statement making that he made. And the statement was, I was born with the devil in me. So that's kind of where they got the title of The Devil in the White City for that book. If anybody wants to learn a little bit more about it, look the book up, Devil in the White City. There's a lot more information out there. Chicago, they had one of the biggest freezers ever, with an ice rink on top of it. How big was it? It was big. We know that.
Big, like 200 by 400 feet, something like that.
The store, yeah, it's supposed to. Where's mine?
400 by 600.
There it is.
Massive.
Is it this one? No.
But that ice rink was like the world's first skating rink.
Oh, wait a
like
minute.
Indoor. So that's something else that the World's Fair gave to the world.
Cold storage building. Cold storage building. It's underground, like cold storage building. And
but that's where they kept all this stuff. They needed to refrigerate it for like the places that had food and all that.
And those glasses ain't going to work on that, right?
Like milks, butters, meats.
Yeah, 130 by 225 feet. Yeah, that's a big cold store. I ain't walked in that big ever.
That's huge.
Yeah, that must have been scary because with all that stuff in there, you'd be afraid of getting lost in there, maybe. I wondered what it was like, but they had a big old ice rink though on top of it, so they used it for more than one purpose. I don't know. You got anything else to?
Well, yeah. To add on to the storage building, was there a picture at the top?
This?
Yeah, go down right there. You see that big tower right there? Right in the center?
Yeah.
That tower in the center is there because there's a big flue, right?
Mhm.
And it was ugly. He was like, man, I can't have this big building looking like that and then have that
So
big pipe just hanging out.
built the castle-like
So,
tower.
so they built that tower there. And because they built that tower right there, that building burnt down and killed 13
There
firefighters.
is a story on that, yeah, and they're on about catching on fire and all.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
mean, Chicago
I read
had
a
all
little bit
kinds of
about that.
crazy events. But what happened was they knew that there was going to be sparks caused getting on this stuff up there, so they were paying somebody to stay up there, and they had a fire extinguisher, and anytime it sparked, they put it out.
Well, they found out iodized salt, or iodine, will take creosote and all, burns creosote chemically when it's burnt
Yeah.
and all. Now, you know them logs and everything.
Yeah.
I think they got somewhat of the same stuff, iodine in it or whatever, and that's what keeps the chimneys and all clean. That shit built up on it because it was kept going.
But the fair was losing money, and they need to find a way to cut costs so that they wouldn't, be completely in debt. So they cut some jobs, and one of the jobs was the guy that was up there in that tower with that extinguisher, making sure it didn't cause fire. And since they fired that dude, that building burnt to the ground during the fair. And I've seen video. Somebody did video it. It's somewhere out there in internet land, but the firefighters were trapped up there in that tower, and they jumped to their death. Man, it's crazy. They hugged each other, and then one after one, man, jump. It is crazy. But imagine being at the fair and witnessing something like that. I think they said they had something like 50,000 spectators watching it. And could you imagine, that place probably had a huge fire.
Oh, our buddy Boston's in with the ER phone. I haven't seen. Well, keep him in mind, man. He's been fighting this really bad in his arm, man. And you know how hard it is to find somebody to give you some actual help.
Yeah.
And crap. He's like me, getting involved with them damn doctors and all.
Professional guest artists.
Oh my! I get so aggravated. Oh, I have so much trouble.
To maybe help you.
I guess I'm just old and don't know how to freaking take the dumb shit anymore. All the red tape, man. It's just wait and find the room. Blah blah blah. Well, crap, man. Are we over as usual? Hey, we're almost a half hour over on the show today.
Hey. Oh, and we forgot that the mayor of Chicago got shot at the end of the fair, too.
We gotta add that too. Freak.
The mayor got shot.
A lot of things happen, folks, in the Chicago World's Fair. It's pretty interesting to read, but he got me interested in read. And I'm kind of busy, and I had to just set myself down to get ready for the show too. But I'd been kind of reading up on. I kind of knew what I needed to get ready for the show. I did all this stuff I mean, all the stuff that I read off today, I did that all today, this afternoon. I'm bushed. I worked the last couple of days and had this and that going on. So I hope the next few days I got a gig, a DJ gig, first paid gig.
Gene's beatboxing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go beatbox. No, I finally got the equipment I need to at least DJ, and now I gotta buy a kit and stuff for my karaoke, and I will be starting to do karaoke. So anybody know? And if again, I'm telling you. Oh shoot, I'm not on that screen, am I? I gotta be over here. I got.
Where are we?
First.
I'm
I gotta
lost.
click on it first. If you want to help out, and even to help out with the show too, just there's a Cash App tag right there. Just give me a couple bucks, a few bucks, man.
Come
You
on,
got the
man.
Cash App? A few bucks from all my friends. That would do wonders, probably.
Spread
It
some
would.
cheddar on this broke
I'd
cracker.
probably be able to pay for my all my stuff and kit and really get this business off to a go here. And I'm gonna start off cheap, anyways, folks. To get my name out there and all, but I hope to be one of them $300 an hour karaoke people. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Some of them get
Look
or
at me make a
just
big
$300
karaoke
job.
cash.
I'd be happy with $200 job right now. I mean, the economy ain't that bad. That $200 for one night of playing music and singing, that'd be fine with me.
It's just a few hours. What, like 5
'Cause
hours?
I don't
at the
drink
most?
that much, so I won't.
I don't drink at all.
I know, but you ain't loud.
I don't. No, that ain't it. I don't like myself on that crap. So.
I mean,
just
you're
get
not
away
allowed to
from me.
go in them places either.
I can
Not
go
really.
in. I
Not really. You don't. You don't want to.
well during the
Really either.
Little Lily Festival, I went to one of the bars and watched a band.
Yeah.
I drank Pepsi.
Oh, you'll
so.
probably be wanting to go a couple times with me and just check it out and I'll sit around and help me load songs up. You might. Go ahead and say it. You might.
I don't know, man.
Well,
I got a
know.
job that may lead into other jobs, I'm hoping.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I hope it don't cut us off too much. They're pretty much a day job, though, isn't it?
yeah. I mean, I'm part-time,
Yeah.
so my days off, I can go smack it out. Plus, I'm going to have the kids help me. I told them, gathering them all into the room, said, check it out, guys. I got a job coming. I need some help. You want to make some money? They're like, hell yeah. I said, right on. Let's do this. So, they're ready
I
for
kind of laid it
whatever.
down to the wife, it's going to be evenings and it'll be extra money, She's one of them, what time we going to be able to go home?
Oh,
Old people.
uh,
I got to be in bed by 8.
well, it just depends. If I go somewhere and I don't like the atmosphere, I just,
Honey, I
bye,
love you if you see this.
later.
Wednesday, I ended up going to bed almost midnight, and I ended up waking up at 1, never did go back to sleep. And had to open the store, the gas station. Oh man, it felt like a bad trip, man. It did. I was so tired and hurting. I was hurting too, which makes it worse.
That's how I felt today.
And you know how my eyes was so freaking getting so bad. I cried I knew it probably wasn't going to work because gummies don't work on me. But,
What?
I
got
tried that
something for
5
you,
hour,
sir.
that 5 hour stuff. I tried that.
Uh,
Nothing. I mean, I just got the bad taste of it in my mouth, and that was it. It didn't help me. It didn't wake me up at all. I just had to keep going outside and getting in the sun and breathing in the fresh air and taking a few puffs of nicotine. You know, and the thing is, I was kind of wishing I had stronger nicotine to kind of stimulate me a little bit better because I only use 3 milligram nicotine. So, yeah.
get that good stuff. Get the heart pumping.
Oh man. Well, I don't really need that no more either because my breathing ain't been the greatest anyway. So, but
That's why
I was able to belt them out though last night. Come home, took a nap, and I was able to belt them out. I did. He said I was hot again tonight. My lineup was let me see if I can remember. Money for Nothing. I want my TV. Shit. I am gonna go back.
Another one bites the dust.
No, I didn't do that one
Fat
yet.
bottom girls.
No, I hadn't done Queen. I don't think
Oh.
yet. I did. Locomotive Breath.
Cherry pie.
Jethro Tull.
Ah.
See his children jumping. Stations off one by one. His woman and his best friend. I even took the mic and did the little piccolo thing.
How about some Jefferson Airplane, bro?
I've been learning White Rabbit. White Rabbit is so slow. So short. I'm still debating on doing it, but I can do White Rabbit pretty good. See. Oh, I did Ace Frehley. Back in the New York groove. I'm back in New York. I did that. They liked that one.
You did some Beatles too. Some.
I did Led Zeppelin. Thank you. They liked that Led Zeppelin. Thank you. If the sun refused to shine, I would still be loving you. Yeah.
Paradise by the
There was
Dashboard
another one I
Lights.
did that was a pretty cool song. I like to grab the obscure songs that nobody really does. You know, if you ain't noticed that nobody really does them anymore, but they're still kind of popular and makes people, oh yeah, I like that song. I remember when that one came out.
You know what's funny is my daughter came in the room one day. She was wearing a Bob Seger shirt. I said, "You don't listen to Bob Seger. Where the hell did you get that?" She's like, "I stole it from my boyfriend." I said, "Get out of here, Bob Seger."
Someone did Touch of Grey.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Grateful Dead?
Yeah, Grateful Dead song. There's some older ones they do some good oldies. They're like this one gal, she was doing Sweetwater Jack or something. Is that the name? I think. It's a good old bluesy song.
She wore a pearl necklace.
Oh man. Oh no, I've thought about doing some ZZ Top.
Yeah.
I haven't really practiced any yet.
Well, you know what that pearl necklace is. Huh?
Yes, I know what that song is. And I know about TV dinners. Too.
Oh, dear.
All right. Well, folks, I guess we ought to just end it on that. So I can choke my chicken.
Yeah, I had more to go through, but it's going to be like a 2.5
Oh,
hour
yeah,
show.
man. It's 8:30
Maybe
now. We
we
did
can
an hour and a half
focus on
show,
that.
folks. So
We didn't even
I hope
get
you
to show
enjoyed it.
Austin buildings. The buildings.
But it was an interesting subject, I thought, when he brought it up. And I hope you guys liked it and thought it was an interesting subject.
Maybe we can talk about the orphan trains next.
Oh,
Yeah.
orphan trains.
Orphan trains.
Just keep them on trains. We ain't got room on them no more.
Get them kids out of here.
Go let them develop some land.
Go to Indiana, you little savages.
Go to San Francisco.
That way.
Don't sleep on the streets with the rest of them.
Don't you be taking
Oh,
number
that's
2.
another story. They're, you know, the Chinese minister or whatever, prime minister or whatever came over to California.
Really?
They cleaned up the street just for him, man.
Really?
Yeah.
But they won't clean up the street any other time? That's messed up.
Folks, we love the homeless and all.
It's tragic.
But most of them are sick people. They're shoving stuff
On
in their
drugs.
bodies that they shouldn't be. That's just making them sicker. And something needs to be done for them. It's a shithole. Everybody lives around there. It's starting to say it's becoming a shithole.
Yeah, we all think.
Yeah, I mean literally because the people are shitting on the streets.
Shitting in the streets.
It's shitting in Disney.
Shitting in Disney?
They actually got people that have to go clean up. I guess it's kids mainly.
That's
I can't imagine an
right?
adult saying, "Cover me, cover me." I got shit real bad standing in line. I don't want to go out and lose my place in line. I think it's got to be kids, maybe. But they got a detail and they got a call out code for to clean up human excrement.
That's a Disneyland, huh? Yeah, no, man.
They're in California. I don't know if it's happening in Florida too, but I think it's.
I think it's less likely to happen in Florida.
But, folks, like I said, read Revelations if you don't know. It's a top secret. They said they was going to start calling good evil and evil good. No.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, folks, I gotta end it somewhere. We can't. We just can't. It's gotta stop. We love you, folks. Love your loved ones, as we always say. Love it and love until you give it away.
Leave us a line. Tell us what we're doing good. Tell us what we're doing bad. Say something for God's sake.
Give us a like.
Jeebus.
Give us a follow. Come on. Bring it on. Give us a comment. I don't care if it's good or bad.
Yeah. Say something.
Say what we need. Say, hey, you need to do this.
Yes. Pros, cons.
But,
criticisms.
Bi-weekly. So you won't see us next week because we got to get something put together, and it seems like it's hard for me to think of stuff. I don't know. It's like a block or something going on. I need to get some more skits. And also, Danny's wife's going to probably be calling here.
If she's not watching.
Oh,
She hasn't said anything.
I ain't got it on the Facebook one.
Oh. Yeah, I hadn't seen any comments.
Did
So.
you there? There's a bunch of love. There's no fans and likes, so. Ah, she's like, oh, you said my name.
Hello. No, we're still on air.
What you doing? We're ending the show. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, we're just.
You're our number one caller. You don't win anything, but you get to hear this.
Lucky you. The grand prize wiener.
We're just over here choking our chickens. Alright.
All
Bye.
right. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
See you, folks. See you, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.